This video is sponsored by Lemonade, America's top-rated home and renters insurance. Ever dream of having $1 billion so that you never have to worry about money again? Well, turns out it's surprisingly easy to spend that money if you really want to, and fast. On what, you might ask? Well, we traveled around the world to see what we could get for that whole billion. Let's just start our journey by seeing where billionaires live. According to Forbes magazine in 2021, there were 2,755 billionaires around the world, so getting a head count is relatively easy. The country with the most billionaires is the United States, with 724 billionaires residing on its land, including the most famous and richest one, Elon Musk. One-time SNL host and, oh yeah, head of Tesla. At last count, Musk was worth $202.6 billion, though we're sure that number will change by the time you get to the end of this video. China comes in second with 626 billionaires, the richest of which, Zhang Shanchan, owns a bottled water company. Third on the list is India with 140 billionaires, while catching up swiftly is Germany with 136 billionaires. Russia rounds out the top 5 with 117, almost half of which we assume actually reside in London instead. The strange thing is, if you compare the 2020 to the 2021 count of billionaires, the number of billionaires in all 5 of these countries jumped from 1,309 people to a total of 1,743. That means that while you were learning how to bake bread and instituting a new happy hour starting at 11 a.m., 434 people in just those 5 countries were sitting at home and crossing the billion-dollar threshold. Now, what could those billionaires possibly be spending all that money on? First off, with that cash, you can get a pretty sweet place to live. So any new billionaire's first shopping spree is real estate around the world. Could $1 billion buy you the most expensive house? The most expensive private residence that could theoretically be bought is considered by many experts to be Antilia, a 27-story building on Mumbai, India's Billionaire Row. In fact, Antilia cost exactly $1 billion to build back in 2012, so it's likely your money would fall a bit short of buying it today, as real estate experts estimate the current value to fall anywhere between over $1 billion to $2.6 billion. However, with $1 billion, you could build a similar home next to it, or you could take your money and jet to the south of France and check out Villa Leopolda, the sprawling 80,000 square foot former home of King Leopold II of Belgium, which sits on the French Riviera between Nice and Monaco. The current house's estimated value is a whopping $750 million, so you could buy it and still have money left over to refurbish the place. Plus, we assume hire the 100-plus servants needed to run it, as the swimming pool and gardens alone require 50 gardeners to maintain. For something a little more modern under the California sun, why not check out The One in Los Angeles, USA. Perched atop a hill in Bel Air, the home has 9 bedrooms, a 50-seat theater, a bowling alley, a nightclub, and generally enough amenities for a small town. The price? Although originally listed at $500 million, when the house finally came up for auction, it sold for only $126 million, which means that some billionaire just got the deal of the century. But whether you live in the One or a normal house like the rest of us, there's still one thing you have in common with the billionaire homeowner. You absolutely must get home insurance, and for that, Lemonade is a choice that's hard to beat. Lemonade is doing what no other insurance company has ever done before. They're making insurance not, well, suck. Lemonade Homeowners Insurance covers you in case of fire, water damage, and even acts of God. So if lava suddenly starts raining down from the sky, you'll be covered. And it's not just your home, but the stuff inside your home as well, protecting you against theft or damage. I recently started a new policy with Lemonade with their smart AI-powered service, and I was up and running in no time. They even took care of switching me from my old policy, which made me feel like a billionaire. There were no phone calls with agents or hours spent cataloging stuff. Lemonade has been named the best insurance company in the US by Forbes, US News, ClearSurance, and is backed by all the major lenders. They also have a 4.9 out of 5 rating in the iOS and Google Play app stores and over 50,000 reviews from people like you. So what are you waiting for? Go join the millions of happy customers who trust their homes and possessions to Lemonade. Policies start at just $25 per month, so go to the speciallemonade.com link in the description and start protecting the most important things in your life today. And with all that extra money, can someone say super yacht? With Lemonade, your home will be safe while you're gone. After all, you have so much money to explore the whole world now. So why not buy a super yacht and take your home around the world? The 509-foot mega yacht Street of Monaco costs almost exactly $1 billion. It includes a go-kart circuit, 3 swimming pools, a helipad, mini submarine, and a mini waterfall. Shockingly, there are 2 yachts in the world that are actually more expensive than this one. Roman Abramovich's Eclipse at a value of $1.5 billion, and the History Supreme, which comes in at a jaw-dropping $4.8 billion. Even though History Supreme is only 100 feet long, it is built from 10,000 kilograms of gold and platinum, which is the reason for the insanely high price. No word on how seaworthy a platinum-built vessel is, which perhaps makes History Supreme even less appealing. If you want to zip around the world a bit faster, perhaps invest in a private jet, like Saudi Prince Al Walid's personal Airbus A380. For just $500 million, this long-haul commercial airplane was converted to a super-luxe private jet, which now includes some expected in-flight necessities, such as an onboard spa, a personal stadium, a space for the prince's Rolls-Royces, as well as a stable for his various horses and camels. With $1 billion, you could not only buy the place, but you could afford to crew it and gas it up for a considerable amount of time as well. Not to mention, you wouldn't have to worry about any paperwork and extra fees to bring your pet on board, with a whole stable at your disposal. After a few living spaces around the world have been acquired, the next question on every billionaire's mind is what decor to get. After all, a super rich space needs exquisite taste to be decorated properly. In this case, you can't go wrong with the classics, so why not pick up an original Da Vinci like Salvator Mundi, which sold for $450.3 million in November of 2017 at Christie's in New York. Oh, that's right, you won't find it there anymore because currently the painting is owned by the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia, Mohammed bin Salman. Painted somewhere between 1490 and 1519 by one of the most famous artists in history, Salvator Mundi has been deemed the most expensive painting ever sold. With $1 billion in their pocket, a buyer could theoretically acquire 2 of them. However, since it's impossible to get 2 original paintings when only one exists, why not round out your home's new art collection with the next 2 most expensive artworks? That would be Willem de Kooning's Interchange, created in 1955 and currently valued at around $300 million, followed by Paul Cézanne's The Card Players, created around 1892 to 1893 and valued at around $250 million. So $1 billion would almost exactly equate to the 3 most expensive paintings in the world becoming a part of your private collection, except with no money left over at all. After these purchases, you'd be storing them next to your mattress under the bridge. However, let's say art isn't your thing. What if instead of going to art class and being one of the theater kids after school, you were one of the jocks? What could a sports fan buy for $1 billion? Well, for starters, how about a baseball team? Don't go looking at the Yankees just yet. Yes, they're still out of your price range, but the Miami Marlins are estimated to be worth around $980 million, putting them right in the billion budget range. For those not interested in baseball, why not head over to Europe and pick up a couple of soccer, or rather football clubs, depending on where you're watching from. Spain's Atletico de Madrid is valued at around $1 billion, but considering it brings in around $368 million per year in revenue thanks to its devoted fans, the investment might be worth it. Those who want some money left over after a soccer team purchase should check out Inter Milan in Italy, valued at $743 million, or Liverpool FC's big rival Everton, also based in Liverpool, England, valued at $658 million. Then again, buying flashy art or a whole sports club can bring a lot of unwanted attention onto billionaires. How about those just seeking to escape and hide away in a beautiful corner of the world? Surprisingly, private islands are somewhat less expensive than you might think, especially compared to some of the jaw-droppingly priced items shown so far in this video. One example is Blue Island in the Bahamas, lined by sandy beaches and surrounded by stunning turquoise waters. This island looks like a tropical paradise. For VIP owners, the island also includes an airstrip for a private jet, a sprawling main house as well as houses for a significant amount of staff, and 4 miles of road. And this can all be bought by any billionaire for just $75 million total. Another alternative is just to flat out buy one of the Greek islands, party in Mykonos, watch the sunset in Santorini, and then stop by a real estate office to pick up Omphori Island, valued at $60 million. On this currently undeveloped island, a billionaire can enjoy the beauty of the Ionian Sea, Greece's world-famous blue waters, and create another beautiful playground for rich people worldwide to congregate. Where would you guess the most expensive island money can buy is? Surprisingly, right back in the old USA. Less surprisingly, perhaps, in the state of Hawaii. Lanai Island is currently owned by Oracle founder and CEO Larry Ellison and is worth a whopping $500 million. More specifically, 98% of it is worth that much as 2% is still owned by the state. The island is 140.5 square miles with beautiful views of neighboring Maui and Molokai. Lanai is Hawaii's 6th largest island, and its north shore is known for Shipwreck Beach, which bears the remains of a World War II tanker. However, Lanai is not exactly a private island. Lanai town has a population of around 3,102 as of the last census in 2010. as well as several hotels, small businesses, shops, restaurants, etc. Ellison owns almost all of these commercial properties, including around a third of the residential properties on the island. So instead of a private island, it's more like Ellison bought his own tiny country, which for a lot of rich people still might not be enough. No billionaire discussion is complete without a mention of space travel. From Elon Musk to Jeff Bezos, it seems the richest man in the world spend most of their days dreaming about the same thing little boys raised in the 60s dreamed of, rocketing out to space. The only difference is they have enough money to make their whims a reality. In fact, $1 billion makes space travel a very feasible option, even for an entire family. For the vacation of a lifetime, a billionaire family of 4 can pay the astronomical, price of $55 million a person to fly out and experience an 8-day stay out on the International Space Station for a grand total of $220 million. There's a vacation slideshow everyone you know will actually be dying to see. Now that you know exactly what $1 billion will get you both around and out of this world, what would you pay for first after student debt? Let us know in the comments below, and for more crazy stories and statistics, check out this video right here or this one instead.